yes, this is Freezy, man. He should have won that fight. But then we're all watching it, hailing for you, but still.
He'll come back, rematch. You know?
This is it.
Yeah,
rematch him because I know that he's no match for you.
Thank you.
You know, that was like, this is it. On my way back to London on the 24th of December, a friend, Freezy Macbones, I can recall when I used to train my son Isaac at the Miguel's boxing gym, and then Freezy used to come. At that time, he just came from Kumasi, you know, fresh, you know, and then he used to come, sit down, watch me train my son, and always he would come and say, "Oh, train me, I want you to train me, you know, I want you, look, listen, I can fight, I want you." And I said to him, "Listen, Freezy, you're too old, man. Boxing, you have to start from an early age and you make it back." And then I refused to train Freezy at that time. But this kid is so forceful. You see, he reminds me of the word called determination. Freezy, the name of Freezy himself reminds me of the word called determination. Or should I say hoping? No, hope is even not really the word. I would say, you know, your inner belief that you want to become something that other people think that you cannot be, you know. And I remember, you know, he was a chef, you know, in some restaurants up in London, and he used to always come to the gym, and he would come to the gym almost every day to train, sometimes 2 times a day. And I was always just watching him, because at that time I was in my element, you know, and I thought he was a waste of time, you know. But looking at him today, even though I don't really give up on people, but I was just thinking that his age, you know, but he proved something to me and to the world, that you can make it regardless of what people think about you. It's in you. It's in you. You are the one. So you see, the belief is you. The trust is you. You, the one. The one. You, the one. You know, you, the figure. You, myself, like you. As an individual, like you. You know, bringing people around you, for the people to believe in you. Because I always say I don't trust people, so the trust has to be me. So I always tell my kids, I trust me, Torgbi Badu IV, the head of the Clavier clan. Like I said, so Freezy believes in himself, even though when he used to come to me and say, "Torgbi, train me, I know I can do this, I can do that." At that time I said no. And he carried on training himself, you know, striving hard. Now he's a friend to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua used to call me uncle when he sees me. He says, "Uncle, how you know that?" Yeah. So, and he's met a lot of people through this, and he's now one of the biggest internet influencers. You know, that's Freezy Macbones. You know, you know, help this kid and put him where, you know, he has to be, because he's a testimony. Like, you know, that's how I see him. So Merry Christmas, Freezy Macbones. You know, it's all love. You know, forget about what I said to you, that I wasn't going to train you. And, you know, I mean, you could have won this fight with only the jab. You know, and then at the last end, then you come with your power, because you have power. You know, you jabbing this kid, you know, jabbing this, that's what happened. That's what he did with you. And you could see that he was clinching you, you know, because he was tired at the end at the end, you know, he was clinching because he was tired. So if you started with the jab, once in a while, throwing power punch, but don't throw power punch and want to kill him, before, you see, you should have been using the jab because you were the stronger man. You should have been using the jab, and then once in a while, you throw a very big 1-2 or a combination of 1-3, and just keep using the jab and just staying on top of him. That's all you should have done. And also, take him to the, because you were the fitter man and he wasn't fit, and take him to the end and still be using the jab, because he would have fallen into your knockout, not trying to knock the guy out without not scoring points, you see. So that was the only mistake you did, and I think you're going to bounce back, so Freezy, this is it. I'm now, Torgbi Badu IV, the head of the Clavier clan. And I lost interest in boxing. But I sometimes see people and think that I have to get back into the sports and help our youth back in the Volta region and that. So I'm coming back. I will come back. I will come back. It's just, I'm just putting some 1 or 2 things together, and then and not do the mistakes that I done before. Boxing is a very dishonest game, especially when you have these kids and you train them, and spend your time and money on them, and then they can just tell you they don't want you anymore, and you've wasted your whole 10, 11 years. But God bless all those kids, and God should always give us the heart, the very kind heart, to always, be helping more kids, even though, these things keeps occurring, and even your own family, members, and even your son, so that should tell you that human nature is the same. It's not, you can't say, oh, this person is your son, so you're going to treat him better than the other person, and that, you see the whole thing? And they don't understand the whole aspect and the dynamics of being loyal, and most people that are loyal are the people that stay in the game for a very long time. But the disloyal ones, you could see, you always see that they go, Christ Jesus is just right with you, and then you'll be seeking Christ Jesus somewhere else, and then, so hey, it is what it is, Freezy. The fight was good. The promotional aspect of the fight was good. This is it. Bringing Ghana boxing back. We done it. We done it. I done a hell of a job, to wake the sports of boxing up at my time, and I done it with less, sponsorship, and and that put me in debt, so I believe Sharaf, is it Sharaf they call him? Sharaf Mohammed is also doing a hell of a job, to also do that input, and I believe this kid will go far if he has the right people to guide him, because he has everything, to make it great in Africa, and to be like the Barbaron in Africa. That's Sharaf Mohammed. Is it Sharaf they call him? Yeah, I think that's the president's son. He has everything to be the Barbaron of Africa, So Sharaf, if you need an advice, I'm here. Torgbi Badu IV, the head of the Clavier clan. I'm here to help, and we have a lot of. I've got a way, I've got a way, to create. Great, and make Ghana a hub of boxing in Africa. I have it. I started it, but it's just that it was difficult because we had to be borrowing money, like I said. But Sharaf has all the backing in this world to do that. And I think he should start in the grassroots level, not too much the international level, and waste too much money bringing in like big stars for easy games. You see the whole thing. So when he starts and have a whole team, in all the regions, top athletes in the regions, and he's competing, using these kids are competing in a higher level, and then nationally, and then regionals, and then even their little communities, regionals, nationally, and then when they breaking out of that shell, that's when he brings these top athletes like Anthony Joshua into the mist. That's what will boost those guys, So there is a way to do it, and not there's a way to do it, and it will benefit the local boxers to be great, and to carry the legacy of the great legends like Azuma Nelson. There's a way to do it. Like I said, Sharif Muhammad, there's a way to do it, but if you don't know, that's when these people around you will be letting you spend a lot of money on certain things that you're not supposed to do, and it will not benefit the community, and it will not benefit the boxers that you are trying to bring up. There is a way to do it. Example, when I started, you could see in the beginning I didn't do that. But when Isaac reached a certain point and Ghana boxing was down, what did I do? I spoke to my connects and in California and in Australia, and I spoke to these top guys, these top referees, top judges in the boxing fraternity, and I was bringing them to Ghana, like Tony Wicks, in the likes of Tony Wicks and all these big guys. I was bringing them to Ghana. That's what made the international world started recognizing again Ghanaians, that, oh, Tony Wicks is in Ghana, Tony Wicks is here, and we have these type of hotels in Ghana. The hotels that they used to put us in New York, California, mention it. So you could see that when I used to bring those guys, that boosted, Ghana boxing again, the audience again, and then the people again, and then the international body started loving what we're doing, and it was all good, and so I believe that, Sharaf Muhammad is doing well. The president's son is doing a job. So Merry Christmas, President John Mahama. Merry Christmas to your family. Merry Christmas to Sharaf. Merry Christmas to the whole of Ghana. Merry Christmas again to President John Mahama, for doing a hell of a job. Your word alone, turning Ghana into a construction site next year, is something that we have to, take into the next year. So we are happy, and everybody is coming down, to Ghana to help this construction thing, because it is what it is, and training all the youth, and in boxing in London, most of these great boxers here, they are laborers. They are the ones that are in construction. So that's what people don't understand. So we are coming, President Mahama, we are coming. And we thank you so much for the Anyako Water Project, President Mahama. We thank you so much, for the Anyako project. Sada, your MCE is doing a hell of a job, in Anyako, to make this happen. And I, Torgbi Badu IV, I am the one that gave the land, for them to do that. And I just want you to know, and and I've been in your house before, in Ibrahim's house, when, I think I brought my son to meet you. So this is it. We thank you so much, Mr. President, and I'm hoping one day I meet Sharif and give him more advice on what he's doing concerning the sports of boxing. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.